What's going on, everybody? This is Joe. I am back once again with an XLN draft. I am back from Grand Prix, New Jersey. Despite what I talked about, I didn't actually draft XLN there. I just did a bunch of unstable events, which was a lot of fun. Merfolk has been a trap the last two times I've used it, but I really do love the archetype. And to be completely fair, the next best card in this pack is like Water Trap Weaver or the Hammer Skull. So I think I'll go with Waker of the Wilds. The way that this card works best is with ramp, is with maybe a Growing Rights of Itlamok. Maybe that's a little greedy to ask for, but I think that would be fantastic. That's a great combo with this. But I'm going to go ahead and pick it up, and if we don't go with it, if we see something better and it's a different tribe or something like that, we can move into something different. I'm fine with that, with, abandoning this first pick. It's not an insane bomb, but it's not bad. Wow. Sure. I mean, there's a Bishop Soldier here, which is a fine card. Navigator's Ruin is not where we want to go. Opt isn't bad. Shaper Apprentice, Dire Fleet, Hoarder. But now we've got two rare Merfolk for the Merfolk deck, one in each color. So that's pretty sweet. The person to our passing to us clearly doesn't want to be in Merfolk. Tishana's Wayfinder or Jade Guardian. Perilous Journey is okay, but and it's bounce, right? So it's tempo, which is important, and that's kind of the form of removal you're going to get in blue. In green, you've got things like Pounce, but in the Merfolk deck, that's not exactly what you want to be working with. But Tishana's Wayfinder is great. Jade Guardian is also good. It's got hexproof, which is important. You can put a counter on things, which is nice. This one's foil, but I think I'm going to take the Wayfinder. It's a little bit lower drop, which is good because we've already got 4 is kind of high for the Merfolk deck. You want to be in 2 and 3 and stuff like that, so... Plus, we might see more Jade Guardians later. They're not picked very highly, whereas Tishana's Wayfinder is. It's a very good 3-drop. It explores. Anything with Explore on it is really good and definitely worth at least considering pretty highly. All right, so here we've got Vanquisher's Banner, and we can choose Merfolk for that if we're going Merfolk. There's also a Depths of Desire. There's an Imperial Aerosaur. It's not in the first 2 colors that we've already picked, but it's a great card, like a really, really great card. And the Shipwreck Looter, which I like, which isn't a Merfolk, but still is relevantly good. I think I'm going to actually go with the Banner here. I think with 3 Merfolk already, I've made plenty of decks where you just have nothing that's not a Merfolk. I mean, even if we have like a Pirate or 2 because they're in blue, I still don't think it's the end of the world to pick this up, name Merfolk, and then just be drawing cards and buffing up the team. That'll help quite a bit. Obviously, having the gold uncommon in Merfolk would be nice. I love that card. It's a 3-drop. It's really powerful. It's a 3/3 for 3. So that would be really nice. And so far, the first 3 out of our first 4 picks have been rares. Now, moving on, the best cards in this pack are Queen's Commission and Shaper Apprentice and Shipwreck Looter. Because we have Merfolk, I'm going with the Merfolk pick. Queen's Commission is nice, but not for our deck. So Shaper Apprentice it is. I don't see us, going for Deadeye Quartermaster. We don't have any equipments or vehicles. Despite the fact that we just picked up an artifact, it is still neither of those things. So Shaper Apprentice it is here. Fleet Swallower is probably also not the direction that we're going. Vampire Zeal is not bad. Again, not for our deck. Ixali's Keeper I'm not a big fan of. Run Aground is kind of a thing. This pack kind of sucks for us, to be honest. I mean, Fleet Swallower is just a trap. And Run Aground might be the best option. It's an instant. It's 4 mana. It's a little slow. But if we don't get enough Depths of Desire, this may be the bounce spell that we end up using. Plus, it puts it on top of their library, which is relevant. We have a Windstrider, which is okay. We have Verdant Rebirth, which is not that good. And Slice in Twain, which I do not want to pick that this early. I'd rather take the Windstrider. A Flash 3/3 flyer is not bad. You'd rather be flashing this in at the end of their turn to attack them with it the turn after than flash it in to have to block. But still, I'm going to take it. We have a Jungle Delver. That's a very good 1-drop if we have mana in like ramp to go with our Waker of the Wilds. That's great as well, because then we can start putting +1/+1 counters on this guy and making him bigger if he is around in the late game. or if we even draw him late. We got the Emergent Growth back, that's fine. Cancel's also good. I'm not a huge counterspell guy. If you guys have been watching the channel, you know that. But putting this Emergent Growth on like a 1/1 and then getting him with all our other stuff is great and super helpful. I'm going to take the Opt. Verdant Rebirth is here, but I think Opt is better. All right, Ixali's Diviner is a card. I think I'll take it. I might just cut it later on, but it is a 2-drop, and for now, it's not bad. It's just not Merfolk, so something to be aware of. There's a Cancel or an Ancient Brontodon. It'll be Cancel. Again, I'm not a counterspell guy, so I'll likely cut it, but that's just me. I might board it in if our opponent has just an unbeatable bomb that we need to get rid of. And here's a Headwater Sentries. That'll probably get cut as well. Looming Altasaur can go on the sideboard. And a land as well. All right, pack 2. Help us out here. We've got a clear direction. What are you going to give us? Or what are we going to open? Something good? I've opened Jace twice in decks where I haven't been able to play him. Maybe I can get a Jace today and actually be able to play him. I doubt it. I don't think I can get a called shot on a Planeswalker. That would be a little too crazy. But we did open him 2 drafts in a row, both in pack 3, if I remember correctly, and we weren't in blue in either one. Yeah, see, so we've got a Bishop of Rebirth. This pack is pretty sweet in general. Stormfleet Aerialist is fine. We don't really have anything for the Merfolk deck. Like I said, Pounce isn't really good for us. We're going to be kind of low power. We're just going to go wide. Siren's Ruse is fine, but we don't have Pirates, Shipwreck Looter, and Stormfleet Aerialist. Obviously, notably, are Pirates. Bishop of Rebirth, like I said, great card. Direfleet Captain, great card. Not for us. I'm going to pick the Aerialist here. It's either a 1/2 flyer, or if we attacked, a 2/3 flyer. So that's cool. And it's for 2 mana. So low to the ground, it's going to be good. Then we get, wow. I mean, Admiral Beckett Brass is not really good in Limited. In my opinion, of course. All of this is my opinion. I'm going to take this Perilous Voyage because, to be honest, well, there's a Water Trap Weaver as well. Interesting. We don't have any Weavers yet. Somebody else took that other Perilous Voyage that we opened in our first pack, I believe. But I think Water Trap Weaver is better for our deck, and in general, we can tap something down which is defensive and offensive, depending on how we use it. So I'm going to take the Water Trap Weaver here. Oh, okay. I was like, we really only have Prosperous Pirates here, but no, River Herald's Boon is a fantastic card. I'm happy to get it. If the Prosperous Pirates comes back, great. If it doesn't, then we will probably just take Prying Blade and put it in the sideboard and not use it. But River Herald's Boon is very, very nice. I'm very happy with that. Ranging Raptors isn't really where we want to be. Siren Lookout is okay. Jungle Delver is okay. I think Siren Lookout's better than Jungle Delver, and Delver will likely come back. So, yeah, I mean, Ranging Raptors is somewhat ramp, but it has to be dealt damage, which means that we're going to be wanting to block with it. But with our deck, with this kind of a deck, we want to be faster than that. So, I'm going to take this Siren's Lookout. It's a 3-drop. It has evasion, and it can do what we just talked about. We can be aggro, we can be fast with it. Deeproot Waters has sometimes been a trap, but to be honest, with this pack, I think it's the choice for us. If we don't play it, we don't play it. But if we have enough Merfolk, we can start getting more Merfolk. They'll have hexproof. We can put tokens on them or counters on them with River Herald's Boon and things like that. So that could help quite a bit. Here's another Fleet Swallower, which is a trap. Kumena's Speaker is a great card, and Pounce is still not for us, so Kumena's Speaker it is. 1-drops, very important, and especially Kumena's Speaker is a great one. You play a Forest and this on turn 1 and an Island on turn 2, and you can just attack for 2. Depths or the Daggertooth. I'm going to take the Depths. Daggertooth is a great card, but is not a Merfolk, and having some tempo removal would be nice. Well, again, not necessarily removal, depends on what you define removal as, but it gets something off the field, but it doesn't get rid of it forever. But is still a great card. Grazing Whiptail is fine. We've been wrecked by this card too many times to not pick it. It's great. opponents have 2, 3 of them. All right, Shipwreck Looter versus Siren's Ruse. I think with the number of enter the battlefield effects that and/or exploring that merfolk tend to have, this card's great. Plus, if we want to save one of our creatures, having this to save it from some kind of a spell is really nice. Plus, again, if we have the Deep-Root Waters out and the merfolk comes back into play, this doesn't... Oh, you have to cast it, so never mind. Ignore everything I was alluding to. Prosperous Pirates did come back. We'll take that. We might cut it. It depends. We don't really have to ramp heavily, but for more mana for stuff like this or a Jungle Delver, we might just keep it in and use the 2 treasures for something like that. But yeah, and then with the Siren's Ruse for random incidental pirates, like if this didn't have a raid trigger happen, if we needed to play it for no value, we could always Siren's Ruse and blink it after we've attacked with something. I'll just take that for the side, not that it's anything for us. Sure, any of these really would be fine, but Jungle Delver is better, I think, so I'm going to take the Delver. I'll take a Verdant Rebirth. Sure. I don't think we're playing it. But if they have a lot of interaction, we might put it in to save some or get something back or save it from dying. All right, pack 3. What do you have for us? We do have a lot of cards that I said I might... Oh my god. Oh my god. I did a called shot on a Planeswalker. This is the 3rd draft in a row that I've opened a Planeswalker. Or not the 3rd draft in a row, but the 3rd draft that I've done out of all of these where I've opened a Jace specifically in pack 3. That's crazy. But there's also an Air Elemental in this pack. Ugh. It's gotta be Jace though, right? I mean, both for my wallet's sake and for the draft, Air Elemental's a great card, but it's just Jace here. Holy crap, that's awesome. I wasn't kidding. Like, I'm happy with the choice, but damn. One with the Wind versus Opt. I think in this case, we already have an Opt. I'm going to take a 1 with the Wind. We don't have any Jade Guardians because we passed up that foil one and we haven't seen any since, which is a little unfortunate. But if we get another one, that would be better for us. Because putting this on a Jade Guardian, or, to be fair, on a Deep-Root Waters token, which also has hexproof, is really the way to go, because then we don't have to worry about getting 2 for 1 in response to us playing it. But we'll see if that actually happens. Oh, okay, so here's a Jade Guardian. Otherwise, if I had ramp of some kind, I would take the Thundering Spine back, because then we would have something to put it into. We didn't get the Growing Rights of Itlimoc, so... I mean, I guess if I was going for a called shot, I'm happy that I did the Planeswalker, as opposed to the Rights, although that's also a great card. But I'm going to take the Jade Guardian here. We talked about it earlier, and it's a fine card. If the Windstrider comes back, we'll take that. Because that those tend to go pretty late. Storm Sculptor or Stormfleet Aerialist. I think in this case I'm taking the Aerialist. It's not a Merfolk, which the Sculptor is, but it's a 2-drop, it has evasion, and it has the capability of having another +1/+1 counter on it, which would be really nice, as opposed to this, which you kind of tempo yourself by putting the card back into your hand, and it's a high drop, so it kind of is counter to what we're trying to do with being fast. We have a River Sneak, which seems fine. There's also Tishana's Wayfinder or a Shaper Apprentice. Interesting choices. Wow. That's a very interesting choice. I think with the Merfolk that we have, and this one actually says when another Merfolk enters the battlefield under your control. So that would work with a Deep-Root Waters type of an effect. I think I'm going to take the River Sneak. Hopefully one of these two comes back. I assume it'll be the Apprentice over the Wayfinder, but still. Siren Storm Tamer is a thing. 1 with the Wind, Siren's Ruse, or Depths of Desire. That's a tough one. I guess again, I'm fine with going with the uncommon. It's a 1-drop. It's a flyer. It's not a merfolk, but still, it has the ability of just sitting there and pressuring our opponent with, if we have blue up, they're not going to want to target one of our creatures. Although, you know, maybe they just want to get this off the field anyway, but still, we get to save one of our other creatures from death, from being bounced or something like that. So, plus it's a 1-drop and it's a flyer. So what else is there to like or not like? We're going to take the Weaver over the Opt. I think it's, you know, Opt is helping us dig for things that we want. Weaver is just something that we want, so I'd rather just have it. Deeproot Warrior, I think, is great. We already have a Jade Guardian, and it's a 4-drop, but we don't have any Deeproot Warriors, even though it's a common, and usually you see quite a bit of them, and it's a great card. I'll take a Looter, sure. We're going to have cuts to make, folks. Opt it is. Ugh, nothing really here. I'll take the Ceratops if we're trying to be more defensive, and I'll put it in the side. Spell Pierce it is. Once again for the side, because we're going to be cutting things like Cancel and Prosperous Pirates, Headwater Sentries. What else? We've got time, apparently, as we wait for these last couple of picks to come through. Ixali's Diviner can go away. I guess Hijack goes in the side for no reason. Same with Spreading Rot. And a land. Okay. This is not terrible. We do have many more cuts to make, to be honest. I think I'm going to get rid of Run Aground. I can get rid of Emergent Growth. I don't want a ton of high drop stuff. We can get rid of Grazing Whiptail and put it in if we're trying to be defensive, but it's not a fast card. At least Jade Guardian puts a counter on one of our smaller guys who has presumably already been on the field for a little while, and then it can continue to attack in. Plus Vanquisher's Banner, as soon as it comes down, if we are going wide, all of those creatures all get +1/+1. It messes up combat math for our opponent, who may have just assumed that we would be doing a certain thing. Let's group creatures separately, and let's let you guys see what we're working with here. We got to make 4 more cuts, which is definitely a thing. Tough choices. I like Waker of the Wilds, but I think it comes out. Reason being, it wants us to sink mana into it, and we have that mana, but I think if we're trying to be faster, if that's what we're talking about doing, this is kind of counter to that, because by the time we're on, turn 4, we want to just be attacking in. Giving our lands haste is a thing, but I'd rather be, I guess, playing creatures out to affect the board a little bit more. I could be totally wrong with that, but depending on how our lands look, we may be able to cut like this and this and go with 16 land and have 24 cards. Especially with things like Opt, it allows us to scry into our lands and draw into our lands if we're playing less. We have a lot of blue, yet a lot of green early, which is a little awkward, but still, I think it'll work out for us. We just have to balance it appropriately and make sure that, we have more blue than green, but not by a lot. And we need 1 more cut to be made. It may be Deeproot Waters. I did say it was a trap. And if we're playing it on turn 3 and we've already played a bunch of small stuff, I'd rather play one of these creatures or a Jace. So let's try that. Let's add basics. It's going to say 11 and 5, and it is very wrong. Let's go with 9 and 7. I think 9 and 7 is just fine. Let's add that. We have 40 total. I'm going to save the deck. We're going to go to round 1, and we're going to see whether or not I made a huge mistake by going with Merfolk again. All right, as I said, let's see if this was a mistake or not. I'm a little nervous because the last couple of times I've done this, it has not worked out well. I would love to play first, and I love their Ugin avatar. That's really sweet. All right, well, a lot of higher drops for our deck, but I'll keep it. It's got lands and spells. It's what you want. They kept 7 as well. I'll start with a blue, I guess, and pass. Okay, well, we drew the opt. That's a little awkward. We have Siren's Ruse, but nothing to target it with. So let's pass here for our turn. And then at the end of their turn, we can opt, or in response to them doing anything. All right, so they've got Pirates. They've got a Direfleet Hoarder. Let's opt now, just because we can do it whenever we want. Sure. We'll leave that on top and draw it. It's a little awkward. And we'll pass. Direfleet Hoarder it is. We drew another land. So we have, against a 2-1, I think Tashana's Wayfinder would be pretty sweet here. Let's try that. Hopefully we explore a non-land. We do not. Oh well. We have a 2-2 versus their 2-1. If they attack, it gets in. Because I'm not blocking. Sure. 2 damage. Do they have anything else? Pirates is a good deck. It can be fast. It can be aggressive. Something to watch out for. Ruin Raider happens. They lose 4 life. And they show us Waker of the Wilds, which means it's a double green spell. That's an interesting thing. All right. So we can play a Shaper Apprentice and leave up Siren's Ruse. That's a thing. Or we can Water Trap Weaver and Jungle Delver and tap down the Ruin Raider. That's also a thing. Let's try that. So we can attack in for 2 this turn. Tap down the Raider. Okay. Oh, I tapped wrong? I'm dumb. Who's dumb? Joe's dumb. Way to go. Great. Whatever. If that's the only misplay I make today, we'll be fine. Yep. Dumb. All right. Let's see what they do. If they attack, they're getting in. And then their Ruin Raider can make them lose more life. Sure. And they get with Ruin Raider. Well, they're probably going to play something this turn, I assume. They don't have Waker, though, because they need double green for that. They have a single green. They drew 1. They're playing something. Nope. They were playing something. Oh. It is Ixali's Diviner. Okay. And it explored a Shipwreck Looter, which they kept. And then now they're going to lose 2 from the Ruin Raider. Okay. We drew another Jungle Delver. That's a shame. All right. So what we can do actually is we can play a Jade Guardian. We could attack first, but I don't really... no, that doesn't make sense. We can Jade Guardian, counter on itself, and then Jungle Delver. And then not attack because they have a 1/4 now. So, but I'll do this correctly this time. You know what? Fine. Yeah, I'm going to want to get that Shaper Apprentice out there since they don't have any blockers for flying and they're losing life pretty consistently. But we're going to do this now. We're going to Jungle Delver also. Actually, if we're trying to be aggressive and they have a 1/4, let's attack with both of these. We get in for 2 free damage. Why not? If they have some kind of a pump spell, then that's fine, but they don't. Okay, great. We're good. That's great. Yeah, no, I'm very happy with that choice. We're at 16, they're at 10. If they attack, they're losing some form of life this turn because we're probably just not killing this. They picked Merfolk. Okay, so now they can play the Waker of the Wilds. But they'd still need to use both. This is to cast a creature spell of the chosen type, so they wouldn't be able to use the ability on Waker of the Wilds because that's also double green unless they have another forest, but they just played their land for the turn. So let's see if they play it. If they do, they might have another forest next turn. They might not. They're obviously looking for them. Okay. They play a Shipwreck Looter so they can draw and then discard. That's fine. Okay. They discarded a Walk the Plank. Well, that's a good choice. And then they play a Siren Lookout. Okay. Field of Ruin entered the revealed card zone, and they are drawing Field of Ruin, right? Because they did keep it on top. Oh, no. Okay. Well, there's a Plains as well. That's fine. So we drew an island. We have 6. Perfect. All right. So let's see. What do we want to do here? If we attack, they have enough blockers here to make us pay by killing our creatures. But we can always Siren's Ruse something to save it. So why don't we go to combat? Because the cool thing is we can Siren's Ruse and pump the Delver in the same turn. So let's go to combat and just swing out. I guess the issue is if they double block Jade Guardian, then we're kind of screwed. No, because we can still Siren's Ruse that. So let's see what they do in response to this. They have 9 damage on the board. They'd need another 4 to kill us on the crackback. Okay, so that happens there. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so they're going to do it both ways. So then that's probably the thing that we save. In fact, that's almost definitely the thing that we save. And then the nice thing is we can use that to put a counter on the Wayfinder and save that too. Oh yeah, because then we put a counter on the Delver as well. Yeah. So that's fine. We can deal damage to the Looter first. Okay. And then what we're going to do is... Did it? Okay. I was like, I clicked it 4 times, but it didn't register it. Okay. So we'll do that first. Then, choosing this creature, we will tap 2, blink it, and then when it comes back, it puts its counter on the Wayfinder. That was a great turn for us. That worked out really, really nicely. They get a treasure. That's totally a thing. And that's fine. If we really need to block, we now have a 2/2 back on blocks. But we also have now a 2/2 and a 3/3 with our counters on them, which is nice. And we got rid of 2 of their creatures, one of them which was flying, which is great. Really, really nice. All right. Let's see what they do. They're playing something pre-combat. I was going to say it's Waker of the Wilds, but it's not. It's a Vanquisher's Banner. Hey, their deck seems oddly similar to ours. They chose Human. Okay. So Orc Pirate, Human Druid, and Human Pirate. But they ended their turn. Interesting. Okay. Well, we only have 7. So we could only do this once, but we can also play the Shaper Apprentice and the other Jungle Delver and still have 4 up for this, which is nice. They have a 2/5 a 3/2, and a 3/2. So they'd be able to kill our 3/3 with either of these. We don't have any way of saving them anymore. But what we can do is play a Shaper Apprentice, play another Jungle Delver, and then pass. And we can start buffing up our currently 2/2 Jungle Delver for the future. But I won't attack this turn. I don't think they have good attacks either, especially because that Ruin Raider is going to be a little dangerous for them since they're at 8. They have the Field of Ruin out. That's fine. They can destroy a non-basic, which we don't have any of. So otherwise, I mean, they get to add a colorless. It's just a land like any other. They've got a lot of different things to produce mana with here, but they still don't have that Waker of the Wilds. At least, I should say they obviously don't have it on the field. They do have 5 cards in their hand versus our 0, which is a problem. Okay. They're playing a Direfleet Interloper, which allows them to draw a card. That's fine. And it's going to explore as it hits, making it a 4/4 because Siren's Lookout was on the top, and they kept it there. Good for them. All right, what else will they do? I assume an attack is coming, but I could be wrong. Because the issue is if it's Ruin Raider, I want to let it live. Because I want them to lose life off of attacks. But if they attack with this Looter, I can probably trade it for something. Like this Weaver. They're playing something. Is it finally the Waker? Yes, it sure is. Okay. Sure, Waker of the Wilds. They wasted their treasure on it even though they had the double green, which means that now they can't activate its ability yet. They're going to go to combat and not attack. That's what I thought. Okay. On end step, let's put another counter on this guy. And then see what we get. It's a land. What that does allow us to do, though, is now put 2 counters on this turn. They have no way of blocking flying that I'm aware of, so I can at least attack for 2 in the air. Great. The nice thing about these Jungle Delvers is this can now become a 5/5 this turn, which is great. That's bigger than anything on their board. Unless they're going to do some shenanigans with a land, but still. Then we just do double blocks to fix that. Okay, so now they have another flyer, which we knew they were having coming up. It explores a Siren Storm Tamer, meaning it's a 2/3. It's not a human, though. It's a Siren, so it doesn't get pumped by the Vanquisher's Banner. Okay. They're playing something else. It's an entrancing melody to gain control of our flyer. It happens. They don't have another merfolk, do they? Oh, yeah, I guess they do. Yeah, of course they do. The Waker of the Wilds. Okay, and then their attacks are... They are at 6. It's a 4/4 with Menace. It's not a 4/4 with Menace. It's nothing. Okay. They play a land. All right, so I think what we're going to do here is spread the love a little. We're going to make this guy a 4/4, and then we're going to make this guy a 2/2. Because if we draw another land, we didn't. We drew Jace. They have to deal combat damage to a player, though. So what I think we could do is we could play Jace and then make an illusion? No, I guess we could just plus him up to 4 and then just not attack. And just wait. Because if we do that, we'll still have 4 up for one of these. So yeah, let's do that. We could still definitely win this game, which is why I'm okay with showing them Jace. We can plus him up. And then, like I said, no need for attacks right now. We do have a 4/4, but they could just do double blocks or just block like this and just like take the loss on the 2/5. We're going to just plus him up, 2+ him up. That's all. And then we can pass. Like I said, we leave up the 4 mana for one of these two guys. If they don't attack, we can just give it to him and make him a 3/3. Or if they do attack and we need to do blocks where we need to make this guy a 5/5, we can do that as well. We can't do both, but still. Besides, we wouldn't want to use this, the actual +1 of dealing combat damage, because then we'd have to just mill ourselves. So they're attacking for 4 in the air, which is... Or, oh, no, they could attack technically 4 at Jace and kill him. They're not, though. They're attacking this 4 at Jace. Okay. So they're going to get to kill something, I guess, is their rationale there. So I guess what we do is we plus up this guy to a 5/5 and then block with him and the Weaver on the Menace guy. Sure. The Weaver dies. Hopefully we draw something that we can use this turn. They do still have a lot of mana. 3 cards in hand. They play the Siren Storm Tamer, which we knew they had. And a Kite Sail Freebooter, which they get to draw a card because of. And then they get to choose a card from our hand that doesn't exist. So that's fine. We can actually pass through the rest of their turn. Okay. Ruin Raider happens and they lose nothing. We have a Vanquisher's Banner. We can choose Merfolk. That seems fine. Let's plus Jace up. And then... Ooh, interesting. We play this. We can't put any counters on anything. Worth it. We get +1 on both of them as opposed to a counter. We have to do Merfolk here. What is happening? Go away. Okay. Let's go Merfolk. Sweet. Done. All right. Do we attack? We do have a 6/6, but they would probably just throw this guy in front of it. Because if they attack next turn, they can do it for 4 in the air. 1, 2, 3. They have the double green now. Yeah, we're probably just dead. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the air. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if they use this, 5 creatures on the ground. So we definitely can't... Yeah, we're done. We definitely can't attack. Plus, again, we'd mill ourselves. But I think they still win if they just swing out here. We had some interesting non-creature draws at the end there. We had Jace and the Vanquisher's Banner. They're going to do probably this at the end of turn, which makes sense. They can make it a 4/4. Make a land a 4/4. Yep. And then on their turn, technically they could do it again, either on the same land or on a different one. But we're just very dead. We'll make them do it, but we are super dead. All right, combat happens. They swing with everyone. No surprise there. And we can concede so that we save some time on our clock. Cool. They got it. We did show them some of our biggest stuff, which is unfortunate. We didn't show them Kapala. We do have our own Waker of the Wilds, which I don't think we need to play. We do have Emergent Growth. That would be very helpful. We would have won that game very easily if we had that card. So let's put that in. That's 1. We have Grazing Whiptail. That's important. That's 2. We could consider the Spike-tailed Ceratops, but it's a little high, right? We just put in 2 4s, and we gotta take out 2 other cards. Let's see. We also have to be aware that they have the Entrancing Melody to steal something. Windstrider is a thing that we could put in. Run aground as well. There were some things for like a Spell Pierce or a Cancel, but nothing crazy. I think we just need to figure out 2 things to get rid of for these 2 cards that we put in. Let's go with, I think Depths is fine. Siren's Ruse, I think, worked out okay for us. River Herald's Boon would have been nice if we'd seen it. Deeproot Warrior is good. That's a tough choice. What do we get rid of? Do we get rid of Jace? Against this opponent, we might. Kopala is important because their Entrancing Melody would be more expensive. Plus, it's just a 2/2 creature. All right. Ugh. Tough choices. Yep. I kept 41. I did it on purpose. Yell at me if you want, but I did it. With 16 land, it may have been incorrect to have done that, to have added in another card, but we'll see. I would love to play first. Okay. We are fine with this hand. We have a Siren Lookout and a Water Trap Weaver. We have a 1 with the wind. We don't have to wait for a Jade Guardian to use it, although it would be better to do that. They're deciding they didn't mulligan. Interesting. For somebody with that many different colors, it's surprising when they don't mulligan, but good for them, I guess. They played the Unclaimed Territory, choosing Pirates, and then playing a Siren Stormtamer. That makes sense. Okay, drawing the Opt on turn 2 again is stupid, but it happens. Sure, I can opt right now. Why not? Scrying this guy and keeping him on top. Yes, please. It's a great blocker for this. Okay. Again, a little awkward because we already had the 2 mana for it. They're playing something else, and it is a Shadowed Caravel, which is a 2/2, crew 2, and put a +1/+1 counter on it when something explores. Okay. Well, we can play our land and use our mana effectively with a Siren Lookout. Hopefully it explores a non-land. It sure does, and it's another flyer. It stays on top. Well, it'll be a flyer eventually. That's it. Next turn, we can attack with this guy unless they have something crazy, and then we can play this to make it bigger, or to allow it to be bigger with Raid. Okay, Seeker Squire is fine. It explores, so that happens. That goes off. Yup. Okay. That's fine. It crewed and is attacking for 3. No blocks from me. Okay. So, with another land, but only 1 blue. Gross. Okay. So, we can attack for 2. They don't have the blue necessary to use this, even if they don't block with it. The better choice here may be to Water Trap Weaver, tapping down the Seeker Squire, because then they can't attack with the Caravel again. That's a thing. But we just attacked, so doing an aerialist here might be better. No, it's Weaver. It's definitely Weaver. Let's build up a board before they start hitting us with boats over and over again. Okay, so they got a green. It's still not the blue they need, because this is only to cast creature spells of the chosen type. And they got a Ruin Raider again. Okay. It worked out for them last game, but only just. Sure. 4 more brings me to 12. That kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. It was an island for them. It was an island for us, but at least we have another blue now. Depths is going to stay up. Depths is pretty important to us right now. If we can one with the wind on our Weaver, that would be a 6-point attack. So we'd both be at 12. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, because if they use one of these to crew this, we can just bounce it with Depths, and it'll lose its counter as well. So yeah, that's totally what I'm doing. Let's do that. One with the wind on the Water Trap Weaver. Let's attack with both. Okay. And then we'll pass, again, leaving up Depths for the pirate ship, the Caravel, next turn. Okay, they got their blue. That sucks. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Okay. I mean, we'll get rid of their flyer, but still, that's bad. Because I think we still lose this race, although I guess it depends on what they get if they attack with Ruin Raider. Oh, they use the blue. Hell yeah. That's spectacular. All right, what do they choose? Because this is just a vehicle. They chose Pirate. Okay, so it's only this. Because this is a scout. They did crew it. That's beautiful. They're going to attacks. They're tapped out, so it really doesn't matter. All Depths now. Bounce it back. I guess I could have waited for them to attack first so that I knew that they would get this raid trigger. Because now they might just not attack. That may have been a little bit of a mistake. They're debating it. They attacked anyway. Okay. They bring us to 6. Let's see what they get. Off of their raid trigger, they get an island again. Great. That's helpful. Okay. Well, we can play both of these and just leave them back. Leave everything back and kind of taunt them. So, I guess we need to attack with one thing. Let's attack with our 2/3 flyer. Okay. Because then what we can do is we can Stormfleet Aerialist, which gets the raid trigger to get bigger. We can Shipwreck Looter to see if we get something better than the Shaper Apprentice, although I doubt it. But it's possible. Yes. It's Kapala. We can't play it this turn, but it might be helpful. We have 3 blockers. They have 3 attackers, even if they play the Caravel again. So yeah, I might get rid of the Shaper Apprentice and keep Kapala for next turn. That's fine. Let's do it. All right. We don't have anything to use our mana for, so we'll wait for them to attack. They attack with just the 4/3 that they want to die so that they don't take damage, or the ability doesn't work, but I'm just going to block with this Looter. So the looter dies, but this guy doesn't, and they're going to take more damage, so that then I can attack in the air, and they can block the 4, take 4, and go to 6, but it depends on what they get off of their raid trigger. Could be a 3rd land in a row, which would be kind of crappy. They drew a card, they have a Deadeye Tormentor, and I have to discard my Kapala. That's fine. That is totally fine. Okay. They now definitively have the blue up for this. Unless they play something else right now, which is technically possible. They're playing something. And it is... And it is... It's a Shipwreck Looter. Okay. They have 5 cards in hand, so that's a thing. They discarded a land. Okay. And now this happens, and they get an Ixali's Diviner, only losing 2. We have a River Sneak, which is okay, I guess. I think we need to leave back the Sneak to block this guy if they do that trick again, or try that trick again. Interesting. All right, so we attack with our 2/3 again. One of them, at least. I guess it's this one. And then if they block, then they just lose their flyer, and we don't lose ours. But if they don't, then they risk losing to this if we live. Although I don't think they have anything for 6, but just the concept of us being able to attack back next turn for 8. Okay. Well, that's clearly my turn. A River Sneak can't be blocked. We've got nothing but evasive creatures on the board. I can block somewhat aggressively here, but to be honest, I would probably just, again, if they do the Ruin Raider trick, I can just block with the River Sneak. So they may have to just try to swing out and see what happens. They walk the plank on this flyer. Very nice. Very nice. It would have worked either way, so it didn't matter which one I attacked with. It would have killed either one of them. Okay, so they do swing out. Okay, so the biggest hitters are 4, 3, and 3. So what we can do is use the River Sneak to block the Raider. We take 2, 4, 7. Oh, we still lose. Great. Okay, well, we'll let them kill us. That's a shame. That was a really good matchup. I actually liked those games a lot. There were slight misplays by me here and there. Maybe I'm downplaying them. You let me know. I don't think it totally affected the loss or the win. But maybe you guys saw a line that I didn't. Let me know. But that was match number 1. I will be back in just a minute with round 2. Okay, we are back for round 2. They're deciding whether or not to play first, but it's time to see whether that first match was a bad matchup or whether the deck's just not that good. It's kind of the time to decide. All right, this is a much better hand than we've had at all in the past. This is great. We will keep it. Oh, man. They have a turn 1 play. It's a first strike 1/1, but still, that's fine. Okay, so we also have a turn 1 play, and it's a Kumena Speaker. I think our turn 1 play is better than theirs. Question is, which of our 3 2-drops will we play on turn 2? I guess it technically depends on if they play anything here. But if they attack, they're going to get in for 1. Sure. 1 is not as much of a concern to me. Okay. So they have a 2/2. All right. So what we can do is play this. We now also have a 2/2. And then we can play River Sneak, I guess. River Sneak will allow us to get in almost no matter what, and then we can play Shipwreck Looter or something else. But I'm not going to attack with my Commander Speaker into their Fathom Fleet Firebrand. I was considering myself fortunate to have 1-drop into 2-drop, but they just had it naturally. Now let's see how they attack. Interesting. All right. I mean, if they want to hit us for 3, that's fine. I'm just going to kill this thing because it's annoying. If they have a pump spell, they have a pump spell. What am I going to do? Vampire Zeal or something? Slash of Talons. Okay, fine. They're being very aggressive very early. Hopefully they'll just flame out really quickly and we'll be the ones to follow up. Okay. They have 3 cards left in their hand. Thankfully, if we play the blue... I almost played the forest. You guys saw that. I can play Shaper Apprentice. Or actually, no. I can attack for 1, play the Shipwreck Looter, get rid of one of these forests, and then opt. Maybe opt first? Yeah, I guess I opt first. Shipwreck Looter is going to let us draw and discard anyway. So we might as well get some card draw going on. Yes. We will keep that on top and draw it. And then attack. I'm more than happy to trade this looter off. You guys saw that last round. I'll trade it with the Firebrand in a second if they give us the opportunity. But let's loot away one of these forests. Yes. We drew a 1 with the wind, and we will discard a forest. Great. Love it. Okay. Just the 1/1 first strike? Well, that makes sense. They can get in for 1. Okay. An Adanto Vanguard. Okay. They can pay 4 life to do stuff. That's fine. All right, we got a Jungle Delver. That's cool. So we can do a couple of different things here. I think I want to do 1 with the wind and Shaper Apprentice, or 1 with the wind Aerialist. Yeah, I think it's time to not have so many 1 toughness guys. So let's go with a 1 with the wind on the River Sneak. If they can burn it, then that sucks. But for now, we're going to attack for 3 flying. And unblockable anyway. And then speaking of flying, we're going to play our Stormfleet Aerialist, which is now a 2/3 flyer. Great. Now this will become something with 3 power and 1 toughness. All right, so what we're going to do is, I don't necessarily mind taking 3, but I am going to block this Firebrand with the Looter. Again, if they have a Slash of Talons, a Vampire Zeal, something to that effect, then we lose our 2/1, but I really don't care. That's really what it's here for, is to block and die. They're playing something. They're not playing something. Okay, cool. Now they're playing something. It's a Nest Robber, which they could have played earlier and attacked with that as well, but they chose not to. Okay. We have a Siren's Lookout. That's nice. And we have a Jungle Delver as well. How do we want to attack? I think we just want to attack. Just attack for 5. That's great. Yeah, we could have played the Delver first and gotten in for an extra damage. That's fair. But let's see what they have. Nothing. That's good. 1, 2, 3 for the Siren Lookout. We can explore, see what we get. We get a Depths of Desire. Well, they now know we have it, but I'll still put it on top. And then I'll Jungle Delver. All right. Let's see what they decide to do. We have a 2/3 and a 1/1 for blocks. I think that I'm okay with trading my Jungle Delver for 4 life if they decide that they want to make it indestructible. They played a Rallying Roar. Okay. That's fine. So then we're at 10, they're at 11. We can attack for 7 that they can't block. And then we have Depths of Desire that they know we have, followed by a Shaper Apprentice. But we can't do both of these because there's no point in doing this turn. Because this guy has haste. This is just 3 damage. Yeah, I'm not super worried about it. This I can save for combat. So, let's attack with everything. Again, I could have Shaper Apprentice, but I need this Depths up to prevent death on Crackback by some crazy stuff like a Rallying Roar or something. Okay. And they go to 4, which is great for us. And let's see what they do and what they'll allow us to play Depths of Desire on. Yep, I thought so. Okay. We had way too much evasion there. 1 with the wind on River Sneak is actually really good. So we just need to be fast. And actually, sorry, we don't just need to be fast. We need to be evasive. They were fast. So none of this, this time we're not putting in, dirtily stuff like that, or not really dirtily, but like high drop stuff like that. I think we're good with what we have. Spell Pierce wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but I don't know what I'd take out for it. I think the deck is okay. If we lose this next game, we can reevaluate because they were pretty fast. And like I said, that's the best opener we've had. This one's not amazing, but I'm still going to keep it. They kept as well. But we have a 2 and then a 3. And it's Merfolk, so we can give that flying, or that will have flying on turn 3 then. Oh, wow. We get a 1-drop. That's fantastic. Very, very nice. They're playing a Nest Robber. They can attack for 2. Good question. I'll block. They have a 2/1. We have a 1/1. We saw that, we're not really going to have time to be putting counters on that guy. Okay, well, it'll be a while before we get the Aerialist, but to be fair, it's the same amount of power as this guy, and this guy will almost definitely have flying next turn, because I can't, even if they don't play a creature, I think I still play that. But I guess if they don't play a creature, I just attack and play that. But they did. They played that. So that's totally fine. I love it. Okay. Let's play like this. The Weaver comes down, taps down their creature, and then we can attack for 2. That's perfect. All right. We're doing okay so far. But that could turn at the play of a card. That's fine. They have a 3/3 flyer. We could have a 2/3 flyer, but that's not super helpful. Okay. Play that. Okay, I guess we can't attack. That's unfortunate. This guy's going to have to sit in our hand because I'm not playing him for no value. We will have opportunities to attack. I'm actually curious to see whether they leave this back or whether they swing with it. I would think they swing with it. They're only at 18. They do control a dinosaur, so it gets +1/+1. So it's a 3/3. All right. Attacks for 3 means I'm not double blocking. They killed both of my creatures. That's rough. That's good play for them. I'm at 17. And they have a Hammer Skull. Really, really good. Really good stuff. Okay. I don't know whether they just didn't draw it or whether they board it into this deck. That's interesting. All right, well, we're kind of boned here. No attacks from me. Very nice. They locked us down hard. Oh, I was like, are they not attacking with this? With these two? But they do. That's fine. I can, oops. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that happens. We're going to take a lot of damage. Yeah, we are at 9. That is bad times. Okay. So, we can attack with the Water Trap Weaver, I guess. Just in case they... I guess they could just tap our flyer with the Hammer Skull. But we'll have 2 other blockers. It's just we can get in for some raid to get another flyer in the air. Or on the board. 2 for that guy. He gets a counter. And 2 for the River Sneak. And that's it, unfortunately. All right. Let's see what they can do. They can tap something, presumably our 2/3. Or they could kill it with a Fire Cannon Blast and then tap the 2/1, leaving the 1/1. It's 8 total, which means that... Oh, they tapped the 1/1? Okay, I guess they want to kill this. So they're going to force me to block with it. I guess because it has flying, I might as well block the flyer. So sure. Wow. Okay. Let's play that main phase so that we can draw something useful. On the bottom, please. And we draw a Kumena Speaker. Not useful. And we're at 4. They'll tap one of our guys. We'll have 2 blockers, so we can still live. That's something. We just can't attack, is really what it is. So, we'll pass. No attacks, because otherwise we're dead. And if they have another burn spell or a haste creature, we're still dead. Because we're taking 3 in the air, going to 1, but they're playing something pre-combat. It's Ixalan's Binding, so they've got it. Okay, cool. All right, let's go to game 3. We've got plenty of time, which is nice. Those were pretty fast. I like fast rounds. This is supposed to be a fast format. All right, so with all of that just happened, Windstrider is a card. I don't know if it's a good one. We have Grazing Whiptail, though. I think that's a thing that would be good for us. I'm not even just thinking about the Imperial Aerosaur here, but I mean, everything on that field would have died to a Grazing Whiptail. I've played decks like our opponent has, and Whiptail debilitates that deck. So here's a Grazing Whiptail. Let's do that. I don't think Emergent Growth helps us here. Verdant Rebirth is okay, but I don't know. I think that's still kind of a fringe thing. Headwater Sentries wouldn't be terrible. It is a Merfolk. It's got 5 toughness to be a little bit more defensive, but it's another 4. That's tough. That's real tough. And Prosperous Pirates at 5 is also 4 toughness. So I think I'm going to put in the Headwater Sentries here. It's got 5 toughness. It's a Merfolk, which means things like River Herald's Boon help it out. The Jade Guardian would work on it as well. It's a good blocker. It doesn't help us in the air, but that's what the Whiptail's for. But we need to take something out. We need to take at least one thing out. I don't want to go up to 42 with 16 land. 41 is fine. But what are we going to get rid of? I like our Aerialists. I think they worked out well. Vanquisher's Banner could help us out quite a bit. Depths worked fine for us. We got another land out of the deal as well. They do have stuff for the Storm Tamer, so we're not getting rid of that. I really don't want to get rid of any of our 1-drops. We saw that they were fast. We need to be fast as well to counter it, so getting rid of 1-drops doesn't help. We added in 2 4s. But we don't want to get rid of Jade Guardian either. Do we get rid of the Vanquisher's Banner? Is that too slow? Vanquisher's Banner could really turn the tide for us. There's also Jace again, which we could get rid of. Looting could be important. I'm going to do it. We want to be dealing damage. Jace helps us sift through cards, but doesn't help us playing, you know, bodies and damage on the field. So this hand seems terrible. Oh, they're so low. It's so tempting. Like, if I don't draw a blue, we're kind of screwed. But any land gets me Deeproot Warrior. A blue gets me Storm Tamer, One with the Wind, and Deeproot Warrior. Ugh, do we risk it? I think we do. And we're on the play, too. Yeah, this is a bad idea, guys. We can scare them by playing a 1-drop, but if we don't draw a land, this is gonna be a real bad bluff. All right, let's see. They play a land, and they play a 1-drop as well. And theirs is much better than ours, especially if we don't draw that land. Whew! How lucky are we? Oh my god. That's funny. Okay. Pass. No attacks. That's really funny. If we don't draw another land, it's not the end of the world, although I'd sure like one. Okay, I was going to say an attack means like blatantly something's going on. Shaper Apprentice. All right, let's attack first, just in case. Don't give them any more information. Let's attack with this guy. If they block it, it's a 3/3, but otherwise it's a 2/2. And they could just take 2. They do block it. Do they have a Slash of Talons? They sure do. Oh no, they have a Sure Strike. Okay. That's fine. Totally fine. They gave it double First Strike. Okay. So now we can play Shaper Apprentice. If we draw another land, we have the Weaver or the Lookout. Otherwise, we have the Tamer or the One with the Wind. They can attack now. That's fine. I'll take the 1. Not a big deal. And as a follow-up, they have a 4/2. Okay. Well, we didn't get the land, so we can't play the Weaver to tap it. But we have a flyer. And we can make them both flying and attack for 5. The issue is it's the same amount, and we probably lose the race, but I think we can still do it. Let's opt. Maybe we'll get a land. We haven't played one yet this turn, so we got a Jungle Delver. We could play that too. Fine. We'll draw it. We'll play it. It's another body on the field. That's fine. Let's attack for 2 in the air. We'll need a land soon, but we still technically have 2 cards that we could play. All right. But they're playing more and more land. We're gonna run out of room real fast. Yeah, that guy gets bigger and is flying now. 6 total. We go to 13. Okay. We got a Siren's Ruse, which doesn't help anyone. We have One with the Wind to throw this guy into the air or something. I guess One with the Wind allows us to trade for their Aerosaur, which sucks, but maybe what we have to do. Yeah, because we can't attack this turn, so we might as well One with the Wind on this Jungle Delver and pass. I would trade with the Aerosaur if they offered it. I might even, yeah, I'd trade with this guy too. If they have Rallying Roar, we are 100% screwed, but I've got to try something. So maybe I only block, no, hold on. Maybe I only block the 4 and see what happens. Rallying Roar then isn't a complete blowout because we don't lose 2 creatures for nothing. It's Sheltering Light. Okay. Sheltering Light's a great card. We lose one of the flyers, but it's the weaker one at this point because we have our 3/3 now. Sure. All of that happens. And then they have an Adanto Vanguard as backup. Okay. Well. And we drew another 3-drop. Okay. So maybe keeping this hand was a mistake. Let's attack. I guess they could block and pay 4 life, but then they're taking 4 instead of 3. So they might just take it. We can always block the 4/2 and then flicker this guy. But then we're taking 4, 5, 6, 7 and going to 2. That sucks also. All right. I think we still do it, though. We got to try something, right? No. No attacks. We have a 3/3. If we have to flicker him, otherwise we can trade him off with the flyer and then blink him on the 4/2 to save ourselves 7 points of damage. All right. Let's see what they do. They're playing something. It's a Fire Cannon Blast on the 3/3. Do we save it now? No, I don't think we do. It just dies, and then we just don't get to kill anything of theirs. We're just going to lose no matter what now. Okay. So I guess we have to save it. It's just going to lose the one with the wind, but it would die anyway, so we might as well. We blink it, and that's it. Now they can attack. We can double block on their 4/2, and if they have a Slash of Talons, then we're just screwed, but we're screwed almost no matter what. So let's... We're saving 4 damage this way, otherwise we could save ourselves... Yeah, let's split it up. 1 here and 1 here. They're just going to pay the 4 life. We take 4 and go to 5. Yeah, that's fine. Sure. Okay. And we drew a Grazing Whiptail. Well, this has been fun. All right, let's go to round 3. I still don't know. I mean, that keep of that hand was loose. That was totally my fault. We drew the second land, which felt great, but then we didn't see another one for the next 5 turns. So that sucks, even with an opt. So it's like 6 draws or something. But that's totally fine. Let's go to the 3rd round and see if we can do some fun stuff with our deck. Okay, we are back with a very interesting named opponent with a very terrifying avatar. Let's see how we do in this game. Okay. Not bad. We can have Commander Speaker on turn 1, Shaper Apprentice turn 2. If we get another blue, Jace on turn 3 would be nice. They have nothing turn 1. Ooh, okay. Well, we drew another green, which is not perfect, but it works. Okay. If they play nothing, well, they played something. It's a Queen's Bay Soldier. Okay. Interesting. We have a Shaper Apprentice. Do we... Yeah, we're just gonna play out the Shaper Apprentice and pass. No attacks from me. I don't really feel like trading my actual cool creature for their vanilla. Oh, they have a Drowned Catacomb. Nice. Very nice. Do they attack? They do. Do I let it through? I say yes. And they play a Shipwreck Looter, allowing themselves to loot. So they probably did not care if this thing died, but still, it's a swamp. Okay. We drew a Siren Storm Tamer, so we could play the Aerialist. Oh, we can't play both. We can't. We only have 1 blue. which is the issue we've had in the past as well, but that's fine. I will attack with my flyer, and then I say I play the Siren Lookout. If I get a land, I guess I already played a land this turn. That's my fault. Because if I got a blue, I could then play the Storm Tamer. But I'll optimally use my mana and play a Lookout. All right, we explore a Jungle Delver. I'll keep it on top, I guess. And that's it. Let's see what they've got. We now have a 2/3, which is good to block either of their creatures, but they have like the best card in the set. And they steal, whoops, they steal our Siren Lookout, which is fine. And we're taking a bunch of damage. Okay. Well, thankfully we have the same effect here. So let's attack. But we have a definitive 2/3 as opposed to a, if we explode a land, it would have been a 1/2. So there's that. And a Jungle Delver. We pass. If we get the opportunity, I would absolutely double block this guy to kill it to get my creature back, but I'm sure that's not what they'll be doing. I could Depths, but it doesn't make much sense. They just get to play it. Yeah. Okay. And they get to explore with it. That's unfortunate. Did I Tormentor? So they get a 2/3 flyer. Okay. Well, that's actually awesome. Because now I can Depths my own creature, get a treasure for it, and be able to play Jace later on. Or just immediately play the Storm Tamer, depending on what I draw here. But we drew Kapala. Yeah, no, we're definitely Depthsing my own flyer so that we can attack with a bunch of stuff in the air and then have my flyer back in my hand. So let's do that immediately. Depths on the Siren Lookout for 3. Okay. Then I could play Storm Tamer. I think I'm going to save it because now I have 2 double blue spells. But I'm going to attack with my 2 flyers right now. For 4. Bring them to 12. Seems good to me. And I will pass. I don't really have anything to do in response anyway. All right, so they're attacking for a lot. I could double block and kill the hostage taker, but right now it doesn't matter anymore. I think what I can do, though, is I can trade, although it seems like it reeks of them having something, but I have flyers, so I don't necessarily care as much. I'm going to block here, and I'm going to block here. I don't want them to have a treasure. And that just happens. Was that desperation? Why did they do that? Did I Tormentor makes me discard a card. That's fine. I think I'll just discard the Storm Tamer. And then Shipwreck Looter or something? Oh, a Desperate Castaways. But they don't have... I didn't give them their treasure that they needed, which is good for me. All right, so I have 5 available, which is not enough to play 2 of these, but I can play any one that I want. Flyers seem good here. Maybe I explore first. Otherwise I can... No, I'll Jace. But yeah, because I guess I can loot away Kapala. I guess, like, they would have to hostage take her for more. They have 1 card left in hand. I'm going to Jace here. And I'm going to plus him up. And I'm going to attack with my flyers. They can kill Jace if they really want to. It really just diverts them away from my life total if they do that. So I'd be more than happy with that. But it lets me loot. So let's attack for 4. Bring them to 8. Actually, hold on. 2, 4, 6, 8. It's risky, but I'm going to do it. If they kill me on the crackback, they kill me on the crackback. That's just how that's going to work. It's a land. Do I just discard it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I do. I can't play it this turn because I already played a land. So I'm just going to discard the land. All right, that's my turn. Like I said, please kill Jace. I just want to divert them from my life total long enough to get enough stuff out so that I can kill them on the crackback. I won't be able to kill them on the crackback this turn, but they won't be able to kill me either. So I assume they attack me all out here. Oh. It's 4 at Jace and 2 at me. Oh, this guy can't attack, of course. Silly me. Okay. That can totally happen. Why? Why do you make me have to click through declare blockers? Who would block? That's... Okay. Whatever. Yes. Jace dies. That's fine. I knew that was going to happen. And I'm relatively okay with it. Are they okay with it? I go to 8 right now. I don't know what we're waiting on. There we go. Okay. And they play a Ruthless Knave. So they can sack a creature for 3 to make treasure. And they have the 3. So they could probably just... Well, no, they could sack something else to make this guy be able to attack. I can Weaver to tap this guy down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So that's not enough. Let's Siren Lookout and hope for a land? Ugh. That's not the best. Alright, let's see. Gotta be a land. One time. Nope. One with the wind we could play, though. Oh, but it's just going to be on top or in the graveyard? I guess if we leave these guys back, we could just win with this card. Fine. I'll keep it on top. We'll leave back our blockers here. I guess we should attack with... Oh, we don't have any more Merfolk. Nice. So this guy just doesn't have flying anymore. He will next turn if we play the Weaver, tap something down. Okay. Let's pass, I guess. It's cool that the Lookout became a 2/3, but I would have rather had it as a land so that we could have played the Weaver as well. But now if they don't kill us this turn, we almost definitively win next turn. Contract killing on one of our flyers. Now we almost certainly lose. They get their treasure, so this guy can attack, so they don't have to use this. Plus they don't... Well, now they have the mana for it, I guess. Okay. So what we do is we block as follows. Okay. We block here, and we block here. It's all 2 damage except for the 3/2, but the 3/2 we're killing with a 2/1. We're saving our 2/3 so that it doesn't die. They're presumably going to use this ability to get treasure for something, but maybe not. Okay, they just didn't do it at all. I guess it would have just been trading 2 treasure for 2 treasure, and they would have had their land tapped, so I guess that makes sense. We're at 2, they're at 8. We can Weaver down one of these two, I guess the Hostage Taker, and then put a 1 with the wind on it, and we would still lose. Oh no, we wouldn't lose. This would be tapped down. So yeah, that's actually perfect. 1, 2, 3 for the Weaver. Yeah, we're safe for this turn unless they get a really lucky top deck because they have no cards in hand. So we're keeping one of their creatures tapped down. We're also putting 1 with the wind on this. I guess it doesn't matter, but whatever. 1 with the wind on the Weaver. Did I not? Oh, I haven't actually selected it. Okay. Perfect. And then passing our turn. It's only 6 damage, but We will see. No attacks from me this turn because I need the blockers. They drew a land. Are they going to attack? No. I also drew a land. Okay, so if I play Kapala, I still can't attack, but we're getting closer. They're not going to be able to target my merfolk with stuff. Kapala's probably going to have to trade off somewhere, though. Or chump. But they have 3 attackers. They drew an opt. That's not nothing. What did they do with it? They put it on the bottom and then drew a random card and then went straight to combat and didn't attack and ended their turn. We drew a Jungle Delver, which we could put a counter on right after we play it. So do we attack? I think we can attack for 4, actually. So let's see what... let's attack for 2. Let's be a little conservative. If we have to kill something, this is the only thing that can kill these 3 toughness guys. So let's attack for 2. See what they do. The answer is seemingly nothing. Okay, good. We'll play a Jungle Delver. And we will pass. With 2 cards in hand, they put Mark of the Vampire on that guy. Ooh, it gains lifelink. That's a thing. Okay. They're attacking. All right, so first things first, let's give this guy a counter. They have 1 other card in hand. I feel like they would have slammed this last turn too, the same way they just did this turn. But I think my blocks are going to be this way and this way. They're going to kill the flyer. I think that's still fine. I want to kill their lifelinker. They're going to gain 4, go to 10. That's fine. We have an aerialist. So let's attack for 2 in the air. Okay. And then play the aerialist. We can't put a counter on this guy yet or now, but that's fine. They have a Sailor of Means, which gives them more treasure to play nothing because they're top decking, and I don't think they're going to have anything in their deck that costs more than what they have on the field right now. We drew another land. So we have 6 now. Okay. Let's... We still can only attack with 1 of these flyers. I guess it doesn't really matter. But we'll attack with this one. We have more turns to wait. Because they gained 4 life earlier. They're playing something. They tapped a black to play March of the Drowned to return Hostage Taker and Shipwreck Looter. Well, Hostage Taker is more expensive thanks to Kapala, but that shouldn't affect them because they have 1,000,000 mana now. Do they win this turn? No, because Sailor of Means is only 1 power. But they win next turn, or they can immediately play this too. So that's fine. It sucks, but it's fine. They're going to combat. Okay. Are they attacking? Okay. I was like, are they attacking with just the Sailor? That doesn't make a lot of sense. They are attacking with just the Sailor. That seems odd. But I will use this ability, tapping 4. I'll put another counter on it, and then I will block. Maybe they want a raid trigger for our flyer, which makes sense. We didn't really have a way of killing it. I guess we could have double blocked. I was somewhat afraid of the one card in their hand. I still need to try to have some kind of safety here. But they got their raid trigger. They have a 2/3 flyer. We have a 2/3 flyer. They have a shipwreck looter, so they can loot. But actually, hopefully they say no. They're just going to mill themselves? Okay. They said no. All right. What do we draw? A Tishana's Wayfinder. That's not bad. I don't know how we win. Like, I think we're still kind of screwed here, but maybe Tishana's Wayfinder explores something nice. Not a land. Still have to wait for next turn, but we'll keep it on top. Okay. So, no attacks, clearly. We have 2 3/3s, a 2/2, and a 2/3. But that's 4 versus 5, 6. Yeah, we're so dead. Oh, man. That sucks. That March of the Drown was a very good draw for them. Very, very good. Can't complain. And a contract killing as well. Okay. Well, there's that. That was good. That was very good. Butt Kiss wins. What a declaration. Butt Kiss wins. Okay. I don't know what else to put in. I mean, Hostage Taker's a great card, man. I don't really know what else to say about it. Grazing Whiptail, I guess, is a good thing to put in. We'll just do that. Grazing Whiptail may just be good enough for main deck in like every deck. With these fast decks with the small creatures in them, like everything we've come across today that's been annoying has had 3 toughness. Everything. This is a perfect hand. I like it. The question is, what do we play first? I guess we Storm Tamer first because it has evasion. We can Aerialist next turn if they don't play something that can block this. They don't. Sure. So that's great. We drew one of those. So let's attack first. Could have done it before I played the forest. I don't know that that's hyper relevant, but that's fine. Are they going to let me attack or not? Yes, no, maybe so. There we go. Okay. Perfect. And then we can play another flyer. More evasion. We have seen that flyers are hard for our opponent to deal with, and that is a nice thing. Desperate castaways that cannot attack. And since we only have flyers, cannot currently block either. Oh, yeah, that's just, yeah. Okay. We drew a Kapala. That is a thing. We could do both of these. I think I'd rather Kapala to save our creatures from some kind of contract killing or something like that. Vanquish the Weak, for example. So let's attack with 3 in the air and then play Kapala as backup. Perfect. All right. Being aggressive. Whoops. Sure. Okay. Kapala it is. Let's make those spells that they want to play against our creatures more expensive, which is relevant earlier on in the game. Later on in the game, Kapala is not as good because Hostage Taker costing 2 more when they're top decking and have 1,000,000 mana is not a detriment to them at all. Okay, so they're going to blink this, draw a card, and it's another Drowned Catacomb. Okay. Perfect. We drew another land. Let's attack first with just the flyers, not Kapala. Okay. Let's opt first, just in case we have something for 3 that we'd rather play. Like a Deep Root Warrior, in fact. Let's keep that on top and play it. Sure. Usually we're not upset by, or like this may be the first time we've had 2 green spells and not been able to play it because green is definitely our lesser of the 2 colors here. Okay. They have a Sailor of Means, so now they have their treasure. That's cool. Do they attack now? They still don't. Interesting. Well, now we have a Depths. That's a thing. I guess we just attack with our flyers again, huh? Yeah, because they have their 1/4. This doesn't do anything. So let's do that. Okay. We'll play a Jungle Delver and leave up our Depths of Desire to save our creature or get rid of one of theirs. Ooh, they're playing something big. Oh, it's contract killing. Well, conveniently, our creature can be saved. So let's do that. I could have killed my Siren Storm Tamer, but I'd really rather not. Because now I can just replay this and I'll still have the flyers. It's just an extra turn. Oh, a Siren's Ruse. Oh, that would have been good about a turn ago, though. But that's fine. Let's attack with our flyer. Get the raid trigger for our other one. None of this should be a surprise to our opponent. We still have the 4 mana available for the Jungle Delver if we want it. But we also have Siren's Ruse to try to save something if we need to. And if it's a pirate, then we can draw a card. They're going to Deadeye Tracker to let their creature explore. That's fine. It was a swamp, so it doesn't actually get the counter. That's fine. And they exiled our 2 cards that we have no way of getting back. So that's also fine. They're attacking with a 1/4. Okay. Let's block. They're probably just looking for a raid trigger. But let's block knowing that Siren's Ruse can help us out if we need it. So let's block. Actually, hold on. Let's block with our pirate. And our Deeproot Warrior. And see what happens. Like I said, Siren's Ruse on backup is real nice. They're using Costly Plunder and sacking their creature. Perfect. Not a problem. Now they're playing for 3. Ooh, a white? No, not a white. Nothing. Oh, okay. They thought it was the end of their second main phase. Yep. Now they're doing it. Oh, no. Okay. Black and 2 blue for a Deadeye Tormentor. So they're going to make me discard a card. So I might as well use the Siren's Ruse on my Storm Tamer, but it's going to let me draw a card. Ah, that's dumb. I'm dumb. Okay, well, the Weaver goes to the graveyard instead. That was foolish. I could have done it on something else, like one of theirs or something like that. That's my fault. Silly me. Wow. Interesting. Weaver goes to the graveyard instead of the Siren's Ruse. That seems dumb. Oh, well, look at that. All right, so 2, 4, 6, 8. It's still not enough to kill them, no matter what. But we can tap down their Tormentor, I guess, to just have another creature on the board. We drew another one anyway. I did not deserve to get that lucky, drawing both of them in a row like that. Okay, they just gave up. All right. We are going to go to game 3 here. And I think that we're just going to resubmit here. They got upset. At least I assume. I don't know. But yeah, that Water Trap Weaver was pure luck and totally my fault. I was just like, oh, hey, Siren Storm Tamer is a creature, is a pirate, and it would let us draw a card, but I was trying to get a card out of our hand. And in the process, just drew a replacement. I would have much rather discarded the Siren's Ruse and drawn 2 Water Trap Weavers in a row. But still. All right. So. Oh. We won. I guess they just we're just tired of it. Okay. Well, I mean, we've seen this many times before. A loss, and then a win. It's annoying, but hey, whatever. I don't even know. We are towards the end of this cycle. I don't even know. There aren't really a lot of people who watch these anyway, but if you are watching them, I really appreciate you doing that. I hope you're enjoying them, and let me know if you are tired of XLN draft yet. Right, we're going into Rivals of XLN hopefully soon. Right after shortly after the new year, Rivals of XLN comes out. We'll be doing those drafts just like we've been doing these. I would do Vintage Masters if that's something that you were considering. Why isn't Joe doing that? Originally, I was saying that I was practicing for the GP, which I then, like I said, didn't even end up playing XLN Limited. But then when I found out how expensive Vintage Masters is on here, and the fact that I'm not really up on the best combos and stuff in that format. There are much, much better players than me. I don't really want to spend that much money. Sure, I could open an old border expensive card, but I could also not. And if I don't, it's that much worse for me. So that's my rationale there. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. This has been another XLN draft. Please feel free to click our logo when it pops up on the screen. You'll find out when all of our videos come out. We have these drafts every Saturday. We have paper magic openings every Monday. And we have story reviews with my fiance Amy and I every Thursday. This has been Geek for All. I've been Joe. And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.